Just wanted you to take a look at this map in the targeted areas and focus on those areas in the red and notice how they are right off of these main sources of water, like the Great Lakes, um, several oceans, and notice how they also are very important travel locations in and out of the United States, shipping and all of that. So pay close attention to that. I'm gonna give you a little time to take a look at this before I cut it off. But notice these areas and think about if you live in these areas, how important these areas are. What are those areas really known for? Smart as an adjective, painful, severe, stinging, causing sharp pain. Um, Executive force and vigor, meaning quick, active, clever. Is attested in 1300 from the notion of cutting wit words. In reference to the device, the sense of behaving as though guided by intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Smart city.
Yeah.
COs want to try to do us wrong, knowing that they got this disease going around, and they're giving it to us, and they want to send us in here, and we can't do nothing. They won't let us take showers. They won't let us. They turned the water off. They won't let us do anything. They denying us food and stuff. So we tired of talking. We gotta do this. You know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's that time. It's war time. It's war time. Fuck LCM. Shit. Moving. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I bring my nigga Hood Nut, man. Bring my nigga Nut. There's convicts everywhere, man. Oh, yeah, look at him. Hey, nigga, we fake. Shut up. We need records. Hey, Facebook. Anybody know how to call now? Hey, I was throwing all this shit out the window out. Hey, anybody know how to call now? You probably got to press 9. Hey, that's it, boy. You got that brain. What happened? We help around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, we been sick around this bitch. Ain't nobody telling us shit. Hey, you know what time it is? It's time to destroy shit. What? We trying to get out this bitch. They're killing niggas. They don't even give a fuck about this. We tired of this shit. Hey, y'all leave her shit. She real nice.
Something that's very interesting, and I'm gonna say it like this: trust nobody. Don't ever trust these celebrities because you don't know if they're for you or against you. But it seemed like they mostly against you. But anyway, on January 13th, pop singer Akon confirmed via tweet that his 2,000-acre cryptocurrency-powered city, which is a smart city, in Senegal would soon break ground. The project was first announced in 2018, and the smart city will rise near the capital of Dakar on the plot gifted to Akon by President Macky Sall. In Senegal. Isn't that where they began some of the first testing on this supposed vaccine in Africa to test it out on these people in Senegal? That's quite interesting, right?
percentage of actually a lot of my friends are internationally. So they will pretty much be very familiar. Now, my friends in the U.S., I'll probably say maybe 10%.
Okay, I think that's even like a fair country. Just they're all entrepreneurs. You know, they know the other alternative, right?
Well,
how should we be looking at immigrants?
This the thing. Like me, I have a huge discrepancy against all of that, because I just don't feel that we as like humans have the right to say where another human can go.
Right.
Like the globe
right?
The globe was set up for us to travel, move. You know, like, I just don't understand the concept and idea. I don't even know what the purpose of immigration and those lines are outside of just control and making money. I don't get it. Like, I don't even understand why the word immigration even means anything. Why do we have to title each other immigrants? Like, what is that?
Well, it's ridiculous.
It's stupid. Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. And I think the whole, like, just imagine if animals decided to create borders of where they can go. Arts can actually be used in these areas to help better situations. You know what I mean? So I start putting two and together. You know, I'm like, okay, the water here is horrible. Okay, the Johnson family, that's what they do. They do water purification. Yo, listen, I know this area over here, the business is great, the need is there, there's real business there, plus we're helping people in the process. Can you open up that door for us? Of course, cool. Call the mayor, call the governor, call the president, whoever we need to reach out to get that, access to have, to propose something that actually works in that territory to help the people. In the process, you're making good money. So it'd be a lot of those type of situations that constantly come, and before you know it, it became like, wow, maybe this was what I was meant to do, to put, solutions along with issues and problems, and, create, basically solutions and make good money in the process. Everybody's why raised all you guys, and grandparents are really big on memories. Mm-hmm. They really big on memories.
They'll tell you.
So they will not leave where they are. So I was like, all right, well, at least let me put some, electricity here and some water, basically. And that's how it all started.
Well, tell me about the process. That's what I'm most interested in. How you established a credit line. What type of financial instruments did you use to fund something like this? You were talking about connections earlier. Who did you reach out to? Mm-hmm. Walk me through this process.
Well, it all started with me reaching out to the president. The previous president before Macky Sall, whose name was Abdoulaye Wade, and I told him that I wanted to do an initiative in the village of Kaulak, where my grandma was actually raised, and I want to put some solar lights down. But before I brought the solar proposal to him, I was reaching out to friends in the Middle East about building a power plant to light up the whole country. Mm-hmm. And that's when the president told me, he said, this is not as simple as just getting some guys put up the money, setting up a power plant, and you're in business.
Right.
Like, you're walking into a business that actually create wars.
Sure.
And he said it in a way to where I understood what he meant. So I was like, you know what? Okay, that might be a little too much for me. Let me do something simple, non-threatening. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to achieve the goal, which is make sure my mom's house is lit up, and then whoever's surrounded can benefit from it. And that's when I was leaving out, obviously disappointed because the president couldn't help me on that level. But as I'm leaving, I see a guy with one of those little portable lights with a solar piece on the top of it. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, it's when it clicked to me, like, wow, that's the solution. Mm-hmm. So I started doing more research about, solar, reached out to a friend named Chon, who introduced me to Samba, who was in the business for about 25 years, and he gave me, some areas where I can do my research, and I realized that China had invested, billions of dollars in solar panels and factories and assembly plants, for the purpose of using it in the U.S., but then they put a 200% tax on it. So they couldn't really even be active. 200% tax after investing all that money, right? So now they have factories sitting there, all this, solar research and plants and panels that they can't even use. It's just sitting in a warehouse.
Smart.
That's when I saw that advantage, and I flew out to China, met up with the company, Sumek, and was like, listen, there's a place here where we can salvage this. I can help you, you can help me. You put in all this investment you can't use. How about I take that over and then, implement it in Africa? And he was like, well, how you plan to do that? And I explained to them the whole initiative and how we plan to move. And they gave me $1 billion credit line to utilize all those properties for the projects we did in Africa.
Making moves, man.